elements. It's also known as the principle of parsimony or the law of parsimony, right? In layman's terms, here's what Occam's razor is. It states that the simplest explanation is preferable to the one that's more complex. In other words, the simplest explanation is usually the correct explanation. Simple theories are easy to verify. Simple solutions, easier to execute. Would you want something that takes 7 steps to do or 3? That is the gist of Occam's razor. If you want an explanation for, say, what's going on today, you got a body in the river. Well, where'd the body come from? Did somebody toss the body in the river? Did it come from up north somewhere and get into the river? Did it come from the south and get into the river? Did it come from the lake? Like, how did the body get in the river? Or did the person fall in when the lake was frozen, got frozen in the lake, was missing all this time, and now it thawed out and we have a body in the river? Or is it about the 2 homicide suspects that were released and charges dropped due to lack of evidence because they couldn't locate the eyewitness that witnessed the barbershop barber being killed in July of 2021? So I don't, what's the simplest answer? What about multiple people being shot at a funeral for a homicide? Not only just here in Milwaukee over the last year or two, but in D.C., it happened today. 2 cops shot. What about Cardinal Stritch closing? Whole university. Here one day, gone the next day. May 22nd, hey, gone. It's funny because my mother used to say, with all this stuff that's going on in the world, who's responsible for all this stuff? And I love how people say, oh, it's God's will. But, some of this stuff we put on ourselves. Some of this stuff we do to ourselves. We harm ourselves. My mother used to tell me the world is going to hell in a handbasket, which I never understood. You ever seen a pet in a basket? You ever seen a little small puppy in a basket? It's warm and it's nice. You ever seen a baby in a basket? It's warm and it's nice and everything out. All hell could be breaking loose in the world. And here's this little baby. Just sleeping it off, little dog, just panting away, sleep. But everything around you is going crazy. William Shakespeare said, if you ever read the play, The Tempest, he said, hell is empty because all the devils are here. And that's what I think about when I think about Milwaukee. The truth of the matter, that's Milwaukee today. Well, no, that's the world today. That's America today. The weird thing is, I didn't do this. I worked against it. I fought against it. I worked with organizations to stop it. And so, for me, I thought, just tap out. Just retire and roll. Get out. Because I had to come to a realization that this is my city. This is where I live, where I operate. For-profit, nonprofit, media, it's my city. And with all the hell that's happening in the city, with all the things that are going on in the city, it's not my fault. And I had to realize that everybody around the city keeps saying to themselves, hey, it's not my fault. All the people in the suburbs, hey, it's not my fault. They're killing each other. But what keeps me up at night is my realization that it's not my fault. But it's my fight.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Tune in to Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris, for my financial empowerment interview with Northwestern Mutual. Wednesday, April 12th at 4 o'clock, I'll be joined by Northwestern Mutual financial advisors, J.B. Bell and Erica Wright, where they will discuss key financial terms everybody should know. If you have any questions, you can give us a call, 833-212 1017. Free advice, Wednesday, April 12th, 4 o'clock. Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris, on the new 1017 The Truth.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 1017 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
The other thing that we should be thinking about is diversifying and getting money outside of your business. And so when we think about that, starting small, a Roth IRA is an easy account that you can open on your own. You can open with an advisor, and you can contribute up to $6,000 a year into a Roth IRA. And then if you're over 50, you can contribute $7,000 a year into that. If you want to contribute more money, you can open a SEP IRA. And these are good if you don't have any employees, right? If it's just you, the contribution limits are higher. And then if you start to have employees, then you can think about starting with a 401k. All of these options are going to be based on your situation and how much money that you're bringing in, but there's still a lot of different options out there that can accommodate you and your situation where you are.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
Families in the 53206 zip code join Milwaukee Public Schools for their Our Lights Are On Community Open House and Job Fair on Wednesday, April 19th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Douglas Middle School, located at 3620 North 18th Street. Meet community partners, apply for jobs, and enroll your child for the fall of 2023. There will also be free hot dog and chips for every attendee. Sign up today by registering at 53206april2023.eventbrite.com.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You have a right to a safe and healthy relationship. If your partner is emotionally, verbally, or physically abusive, there is help. The Women's Center in Waukesha, serving all of Greater Milwaukee, offers free and confidential advocacy, support groups, legal advocacy, shelter, and more. They provide support to adults and children affected by sexual assault, abuse, and human trafficking. Their advocates are available 24/7 with information and support. To learn more about the Women's Center's services, visit twcwaukesha.org or call their 24-hour hotline at 262-542-3828.
This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey. You better work it. Excess. Sleep. DJ Sarasa. Chicka, 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 boom, boom. I can't help it. Like the heavy deck of cards, so I dealt it. I'm the fire from the spark, yeah, you felt it. Pull a lighter from the dark, now you melt it. I was building up an arc when it's raining. Want no better time to stop when we're painting. Why you wanna make a mark, what you saying? What you playing? What you saying, baby, what you saying? Make a statement now, no delay. Fashion in the breeze, we don't sway. Why they hating, escapating, bad mind, watch your face when I rate them. Heard them talking dreams they were chasing. Now they snorting keys off a basin. Now they down on knees when they praying. Why you faking, G's, time wasted. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm wasted. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm wasted. Yeah.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017. Every time I say that, it's for Danielle, because she teased me about saying it and then getting distracted and then not finishing and all that stuff. So rather than do that, I thought I would just sit here and say the phone number. 833-212-1017 is the number. Tune in to my show tomorrow for financial empowerment. Wow, I heard that all the way in here. Financial empowerment interview with Northwestern Mutual. At 4:15 tomorrow, I'll be joined by Northwestern Mutual financial advisors J.B. Bell and Erica Wright from the Bell and Wright Agency, where they will discuss key financial terms every single solitary person should know. So if you've heard terms and financial stuff but don't really know what it means, tomorrow's the place. Any questions? 833-212-1017 for advice. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, April 12th, 4:15, Truth in the Afternoon. Dr. Ken Harris. That's me. Make sure you are here. Also, tomorrow morning, on Truth Be Told, they're going to have a representative from Educators Credit Union to talk about financial strategies to help you best manage your finances. So if you have a new job, if you have an old job, if you transition jobs, if you're newly retired, sometimes you just got to figure out and learn how to keep up your money, right? How to handle your money. So because April is Financial Literacy Month, we have you covered on learning all the stuff you need to know to manage your finances. So tomorrow at 8 a.m., Truth Be Told, we'll be having a representative from Educators Credit Union to really talk about the strategies, to talk about those things. And during the month of April, it's every single Wednesday at 8. That's Truth Be Told with Denise Thomas and Telly Hughes, 8 a.m. They're on 7 to 9. So you need to be here 8 a.m. on tomorrow. And then again at 4:15. That way, if you have any questions about or understanding about or just need to know about anything financial during Financial Literacy Month, now is the time to do it. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mr. Medee say, happy Tuesday. Dr. Ken, it's your fault. Oh. Can we block Mr. Medee? Let's just block him. Let's just boop, done. Okay, we're done. Are people in Milwaukee going to step up and figure out what's happening this summer? You know, this spring and summer is coming, and we have to start really looking at what it is that we're going to do as it relates to crime that's going to start stepping up. It's supposed to be pretty warm this weekend. It's supposed to be pretty warm today. And we're pulling bodies out the river. We got suspects that are getting released, which is kind of how the system works. So we can't really be upset about it. Interesting. Sonny B say he just left 3rd Street Market. I don't understand what the writing says, but I'm sure that's a typo thing because spell check be making stuff up. But anyway, he said, I see y'all working, LOL. Well, good to see you as well. And that's true. Anytime you can just stop down to the 3rd Street Market. We're in the back. Stop and get some hot dogs from the hot dog place. A brother owns it. And, sit at a table and sit there and watch us. So y'all talk in, abbreviation. So when I'm talking on the radio, I don't have the time to sit time, appreciate, and I see y'all working. I get it, I get it, but come on now.
No, he was saying he just left from Anytime Arepa, which is the restaurant over there.
Again, I'm in here, it's out there. I don't know the names of all the places. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know.
That's a you problem.
It's a problem now? Get off my radio show.
You gotta tell me twice.
Now that I can talk on my own. I see you in the reflection right there, right? There's like a double reflection, so you can see. Yeah, He ran away from the show. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you. You ever heard that old saying? Goodbye. Don't let the door
hit you where the good Lord split you.
Yes. Not quite that PG rated, but you get it.
That's the one I know.
I know. Yeah, with your little PG mind. PG rap. I'm just teasing. 833-212-1017 is the actual number. So there have been a number of things that have been happening. First of all, the Democratic convention is coming to Chicago. That's original. It should have came to Milwaukee. And 1 week we should have had the Democratic convention, and the next week we should have had the Republican convention and really see what happens. Really, really, really see what happens. They're talking about the suspect that killed the 2 police officers, had warrants tied to child support payments. I don't know how that's germane to this, but I guess we'll find out. CBS 58 has obtained an arrest warrant issued for the suspect accused of fatally shooting 2 police officers. The warrant filed just days before the shooting shows the order for 50-year-old Glenn Perry's arrest was tied to child support payments in an ongoing divorce case. Perry is accused of killing 2 police officers during a traffic stop Saturday, April 8th. The stop was initiated because a warrant was issued March 30th for a welfare check on Perry after concerning behavior was reported. A shootout with the 2 officers occurred during the traffic stop. And we don't really know exactly what happened. I think they're making an assumption. We know there was a shooting and the 2 officers were killed and they died on the scene, but the state, I believe, has come in and is doing an investigation. So let's kind of wait. Let's kind of wait until everything shakes out and happens, because those things are important. Now, here's my question. What are your thoughts as it relates in Milwaukee to the closing of Cardinal Stritch University? 833-212-1017 is the number. If you are a student, if you're a graduate, and you're wondering what's going on. Well, if you haven't heard, students at Cardinal Stritch, this is from CBS 58, students from Cardinal Stritch University are scrambling to figure out how to continue their college education after the academic institution announced closure at the end of the semester. Now, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they on spring break right now? I don't know. It's suspending and canceling all activities effective May 22nd. Spring commencement will still go on May 21st. Leaders cite fiscal issues, downward enrollment trends, and operational changes as reasons for closure. A freshman, Sebastian Rios, said, just knowing that this is going to be ripped from us in just a month it's very heart-wrenching. Other students have a more complex case, such as student athletes like Marcos Garcia. I don't know. I mean, if I don't get nothing because we are very late, I will go back to my country and start there. And yeah, it's a possibility. Garcia plays on the university soccer team and is here on a student visa. It complicates everything because we need a lot of paperwork, and I don't know if we have enough time to accomplish everything. Others are still processing the sudden news. I'm a first-gen student. I'm the oldest in my family, first to go to college. And it's kind of like, not only is it a disappointment for me, it was heartbreaking to tell my parents that unfortunately this is where we're at, but we're honestly just waiting to see what happens. Well, this person was on a full ride scholarship and the status of their financial aid is uncertain. Well, it is certain. It's stopping. It's stopping. And so I am resting assured that local universities are going to make it a point to take in students and help them finish and transition to their degrees. But what is your thought in terms of something like this happening? Is this just the start of the trend of universities slowing because there aren't a lot of children in the pipeline to go to college? Or are people opting to get other jobs? Is the amount of debt just onerous? And it's like, why am I bothering to do this when I can simply go get a certification and get into the tech field to do that? But then the tech field has massive layoffs coming and that are in the middle of it right now. Now, granted, many of those layoffs are in foreign countries, right? So if you hear, I'm just picking random Google or whoever, they're laying off people that are counterparts in other countries. And a lot of it is it's affecting some people here. I'm not into the tech field, so I don't really, comprehend that. I have to do some significant research. But in the end, what are your thoughts? What impact will closing a major university in Milwaukee have on the Milwaukee community? 833-212-1017 is the number. Traffic, weather, and sports up next.
More of The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
When it comes to getting the smile of your dreams, you can't trust just anyone, so look no further than Bubon Orthodontics. Bubon Orthodontics is Wisconsin's #1 Invisalign provider and have been providing the best value for braces and Invisalign since 1993. With 15 convenient locations, you're sure to find one in your area. Give the world your smile by scheduling a free consultation today. Call or text 262-522-7447 or visit BubonOrtho.com. Bubon Orthodontics, the official smile of the Milwaukee Bucks.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
How you use and manage your credit has a big impact on your ability to buy a home and build wealth. Do you know if you're using your credit wisely? Find out by attending the Chase Coffee and Credit Program, hosted by Greater Milwaukee Urban League. Join us Saturday, April 29th from 10 a.m. to noon at Greater Milwaukee Urban League's office, 435 West North Avenue. Visit tmul.org to register for more information. Get your credit ready and start building your wealth today.
Truth Nation. It's Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, and I want you to download the 1017 The Truth app. Hey, because you know it's amazing. Wow.
Hey, that's not bad, Sherwin. That's not bad, all right? But T-Lo, show Sherwin Hughes how it's really done.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, and Sherwin's impression may have been trash, but he's right. You can hear all our best interviews, Panthers basketball, and me bringing all the smoke by downloading the Truth app today in the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And why should they download the app, Benjamin?
You want to know why, T-Lo? You want to know why they should download the 101.7 The Truth app? Because it's amazing.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place. Download the new 1017 The Truth app now.
I love the Truth app. I like being able to go back and listen to old taping.
Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
Southbound 43, no rest for the weary. We got an accident at Good Hope Road off on the left shoulder. Another one at North Avenue that's been there for a while. It's still being worked on. Big delays heading past that all the way through the Marquette. We had an earlier disabled vehicle that was in the right lane on the ramp from 94 eastbound to southbound 4394, just wreaking havoc all the way back through the Marquette. Westbound on 94, also seeing delays from 20th Street through the Stadium interchange. And then we've got another broken down vehicle on 94 eastbound just past the ramp from Barker Road. We got backups all the way back through Gerke's Corners. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear and mild, a low of 58. Tomorrow, sunny, windy, and record warmth, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Bob Brainerd. The Brewers will attempt to bounce back from a loss last night in the desert. Arizona and Zach Gallen blanked the Brewer Crew 3-0. It's the first of 10 games on the road for Milwaukee. Game 2 with the D-backs is tonight with Corbin Burns matching up with Merrill Kelly. The Bucks won't play basketball until Sunday when they open up the NBA playoffs against perhaps the loser of tonight's play-in game between Miami and Atlanta. The winner gets Boston. The loser has to win another game to get Milwaukee in a best-of-7 series. And get ready to pay, NFL Sunday Ticket fans. YouTube will charge current subscribers $349. Non-subscribers will need to pay $449. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, sponsored by Concordia University, Wisconsin on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You know, before we were talking about Cardinal Stritch and it closing and the enrollment cliff that's really happening because of the drop in college age population, they said it would begin in 2025. But I think because of COVID, it's kind of happening now. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Tiffany, you're on the new 1017 The Truth.
Hi, Ken. Nice to talk with you, and thanks for bringing this up. I graduated from Cardinal Stritch back in 2006. I completed my undergrad there, and it was just such a wonderful experience. I had a great education, and it truly was a school that found a niche in the community, especially for minority students such as myself. They really made you feel like you were on an even playing field because it is a private school, but everyone was equal. My experience, that's what I experienced. But this is just really sad. I still cannot believe they're actually closing. Like I was telling a friend, this isn't just like a retail store closing. This is 87 years of tradition of Franciscan values. It's friendships, it's community. And I know that there are a lot of leaders in the community that sit on the bench. I know Sheriff Ball, she's a graduate from Cardinal Stritch University. There's so many graduates from there. And, as I look back, not having that touchstone or that place to go as an alumni to, just say, hey, this is where I went to school. And it's just so sad. I wish they would still have a footprint in the community, but unfortunately it doesn't look that way.
Very true. And so you're a graduate of Cardinal Stritch. What was the first thought you had when you heard they were closing? Like, did you have any inkling of it beforehand?
No, I didn't. My first thought was I felt really sorry for the sisters who started the university. The university started from very humble beginnings. It was a group of sisters that really were fiscally conservative, and they were very innovative in how they purchased even, say, the comforters in the dorms, and books and supplies. And I'm just thinking how Cardinal Stritch is now a casualty of, capitalism and modern day society, because the expenses get so large. It's too bad they couldn't get back to the roots of, just keeping it very, very simple and providing that great education and experience. It's too bad, this is happening.
So what do you think this will do to, because I'm 95% sure, 99% sure, because it's happened before where other universities will step up and allow students to just finish their degree. They'll work on all the quote unquote things you might need and all this, but rather than bothering with, hey, this doesn't transfer right and this doesn't, I believe if you didn't graduate from Stritch, then if you decide to go to another university, they should honor your classes, have you finish whatever the number. So if you needed 15 credits, they should just have you take the 15 closest credits to your degree and be done and just move on. And so what do you think that'll do to the financial aid piece if I'm a freshman or sophomore and I don't have money? And now I've literally taken out, I don't even know what tuition is, however many plus room and board. And then I find out the money that I put my school in is gone. Like, how do you reconcile that?
Right. Well, we've seen these type of situations happen before when colleges have shuttered or they were like more of a for-profit university. I mean, I would hope that, you know, as the details are ironed out, those students are protected. If they did pull out student loans, it sounds like they're going to be able to complete their current classes, even though under the current circumstances and then the stress, you know, this is a major loss, not only to the students that are currently, you know, pursuing their degrees, but to the greater community of, you know, people that have walked through those doors and crossed the stage and with graduation. But I would hope, you know, that no student is, you know, left behind with, you know, a huge financial burden. I know that legislation was put into place on the federal level to protect students when schools do close down. So hopefully, you know, there'll be counselors, there'll be somebody on hand to guide each student through this process. And, you know, more than anything, I feel bad for them because you meet some of your lifelong friends in college, you know, and that's something they're losing.
Yeah, that's true. Many times you meet your spouse, you meet your friends, you meet those lifelong people that you keep up with for the rest of your life in college. And that is going to be ripped away from a number of people because people come from so many diverse backgrounds, not in terms of race or gender, but location. And so college is that one unifying place where I still have friends that I had from undergrad and grad school who are from India, who are from Taiwan, that I still talk to, that I still email with, and how's the family and what's going on. And you know, a group of students at Cardinal Stritch are about to lose that, along with the faculty.
I know, and, you know, my hearts go out to them, and I hope that the Alumni Association is able to put something together for one last walkthrough of the university or something, just for us to come together again as a community. I mean, that's something I might even try to organize, and, you know, as an alumni, reaching out to the university and offering, you know, offering what I learned there. And that's compassion, creating a caring community, reverence for life. You know, and so there's just a lot to think about. But I know, like, your university that, you know, you teach at, Concordia and Carroll College and some of the other sister schools out there, Overno, I'm hoping that they, you know, reach out and offer that same type of experience. You know,
definitely.
Yeah. So I wish everyone the best. Again, thank you for bringing this up, and you know, we'll see what happens in the coming weeks.
All right, thank you much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yep. Bye bye.
More of The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we count on the support of community partners. One of those local partners is Associated Bank. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee home and promise to be a positive reflection on the community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Educators Credit Union. Being a parent can be busy. We all know that. Mind and Money from Educators Credit Union provides an easy way for parents to pay allowance, assign chores, and teach financial lessons all from their phones or computer with no monthly fees. Children and teens can even receive their own debit card, and parents can set limits and track spending. It's a win-win and just another great perk of being a member. Learn more at ECU.com, federally insured by NCUA.
All Brewers games are on sale now, including a marquee weekend matchup versus the Red Sox April 21st through the 23rd. Get the one-of-a-kind Yelly Tumbler Gate giveaway on Saturday, presented by American Family Insurance, and treat your crew to Brewers family fun on Sunday with special activities for kids, including Brewers player autographs and a chance to run the bases. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
For the brave men and women of our United States military, it's been said, some gave all, but all gave some. Here at Tabak Law, we honor these sacrifices by working to ensure veterans receive the benefits they're entitled to. I'm Jim Brzezinski, partner and VA-accredited representative at Tabak Law. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied or feel that your condition was not properly evaluated by the VA, visit tabakattorneys.com to set up a free evaluation. At Tabak Law, we fight for those who fought for us. Contact Tabak for the payback. tabakattorneys.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. It's one of my favorite songs. I actually met him in the 79, 80-ish. He did a couple concerts at the University of Illinois, Chicago. And I did security for the concert. And he looked at me and he said, "You know what? Here." And I said, "What is this?" He said, "It's a record cover," and he signed it. He said, "You're the only person in the room that didn't ask me for something." I said, "I listen to your music literally every day." Yep. Driving around, sun's out, chilling. It's 76 degrees in Milwaukee right now. Sunny, light brisk wind. So the sun can burn on you, but the wind kind of keeps you cool. Them's the kind of days I'm looking forward to. 833-212-1017 is the number. We were talking about Cardinal Stritch and their closing and how unfortunate that is. 414-852 said, "Hi, Dr. Ken. I'm an alumnus of Cardinal Stritch University, graduated in 2002, and I'm saddened as I was the first in my family to graduate from college. It's the debt that plagued these universities. I'm still waiting to hear whether President Biden is going to take on dismissing the student debt loan. I know that I'm waiting and watching." Oh, Dr. Ken, aren't student debt loans dismissed if a university is closed? I don't think so. But I think that would be something to look into. Yeah. But see, here's the thing. some people brought up this and said, and they brought up another local school. They said, Myad School of Arts graduation rate is 58%. 26,000 for a degree after aid. They just opened a new gallery building and they get daily delivered expensive pastries. Maybe wrong school is closing. Well, let me help you with something so that you don't fall into the trend of making assumptions based on a little bit of information and thinking that's a reflection. Let me say this, and I'm pretty sure most people in higher education will disagree with me. Your graduation rate has absolutely nothing to do with people graduating from your school. Got it? Instead of looking at what the number is, start figuring out how they calculate it. And when you understand how things are calculated, you will be able to look up and see, okay, now I get it. Right? Perfect example. What's your graduation rate? Well, what we're going to do, what's today's date? April 11th, 2023. In 4 years, it'll be 2027. So April 10th, 2027, it's 4 years. So watch this. I come in and I count. And the Zach School of Digital DJing has 1,000 students, of which 250 of them are seniors. Or better yet, I have 200, I'm sorry, let me go back. I have 1,000 students. In 4 years, they're going to calculate how many people graduated and how many people didn't. And then they're going to graduate another, they're going to do another 4 years and say how many people graduated. If that number is less, oh my God, you're only graduating, well, time out. The student might have transferred, gone to a cheaper school, better school, more expensive school. The student might have been a woman and gotten pregnant and had a child and took time out and left the university. The student might have ran out of money, couldn't finish school. Student might have flunked out of school. There are so many reasons why people leave. You can't just count this point in time, that point in time, how many people graduated. No. But yet that's what we do. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I hope when I say things like this, I hope I'm wrong. I hope somebody calls and says, you're wrong and here's why. We calculate it like this and we do this and do that and do this and do. But if you keep comparing schools based on graduation rate, meanwhile, every single class they have has upwards of, 250, 300 people graduating. And they graduated in 4 years. First of all, who made 4 years the point that says when you graduate from college, it has to be in 4 years? That's just how they pay you. That's just how you pay for school. But it doesn't have to be that way. I think what happens is students need to take more accountability for their education. They need to take accountability for their school loans, money, all that. Is higher education just expensive to, you know how much my school loan was when I got my first degree? You want to hear how much? And I thought I fell off the face of the earth and thought, oh my goodness, there's no way I'm going to be able to pay this back. My first school loan total was like $9,800. 4 years. Nope, my bad. 6 years of college, right? Because the average to get out of college is 6 years. Nobody, we have to stop this arbitrary, if you graduate in 4 years, what are you rushing for? Like, what's the rush? If a job is there for you, it's there. If it's not, it's not. But 4 years of graduating in 4 years, like, that's no arbitrary thing. Well, technically, it is an arbitrary thing that we just kind of, it's 4 years. And you pay by credit or you pay or full semester and it's this and then, okay. But nobody pays full tuition anyway. Very few people pay full tuition. So my question is, why are you calculating tuition in a way that's disingenuous? Because you know that you have foundations and grants and all this other stuff, plus loans to help pay for school. So when you say school costs $40,000, tuition, room, and board, what are we really saying? Is it really going to cost me about $22,000, $28,000? I don't know. I'm just throwing out arbitrary numbers, but I think people need to understand that form is changing. And we need to figure out, not you, not me, not universities, we need to figure out what's happening. Forecasting the number of college-age youth is pretty simple. The birth rate at a given year, fast forward 17 or 18 years, most kids start college. Birth rates during the Great Recession, which began in 2008, during that time of economic stress and uncertainty, notes Carleton College economist Nathan Graw, people were having fewer children, and so the number of kids born between 2008 and 2011 plummeted dramatically. So if you graph demographic projections, the precipitous descent resembles a cliff beginning in 2025. The problem is the cliff is here now. So over the succeeding 4 years, the number of 18-year-olds will decrease by 15%. How does that translate? During a 4-year span, colleges will lose, you ready? 576,000 students. They said 15%. Here's your issue. The situation isn't an aberration. College enrollments have declined steadily since 2012, and during COVID, from 2019 to 2022, undergraduate enrollment dropped 7%, or half of what they're already talking. We're there now. So the question is Cardinal Stritch an anomaly? Or is it the future? We're going to unpack that, and we're going to look at why all this is happening. But I'm more interested in what you think about it. 833-212-1017 is the number. What can be done to fix it? What can be done? These are all questions that need to be answered, especially if you know of college-age children or you have college-age children who are going into a school that might not be there in 4 years. And if you think that's bad, 1 in 4 students are literally ruling out college because of local politics altogether. What does that mean? 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm Dr. Ken Harris. Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Saturday at 11 a.m. for another episode of Diversity and Excellence, powered by Erie Insurance and hosted by me, Dr. Ken Harris, and Fred Johnson, the Vice President and Wisconsin State Manager for Erie Insurance. We'll discuss what the Erie difference is about and what Erie Insurance, what sets them apart from the rest. So, again, don't miss Diversity and Excellence, powered by Erie Insurance this Saturday, right here on the new 1017 The Truth. Be sure to tune in to The Truth on Saturday, April 15th at noon for Men Making Health a Priority, presented by All of Us Milwaukee at the Center for Community Engagement and Health Partnerships. I'll be joined by Bashir Easter and Caroline Nickerson to discuss the benefits of having a better understanding of science and technology. Be sure to tune in. Men Making Health a Priority at noon this Saturday, sponsored by All of Us Milwaukee, right here on the new 1017 The Truth.
We put our lives on the line for our country. We braved the unknown. We did what we were told. And we lit up. Our cigarette packs were as valuable as the packs on our back. Maybe more. At one point, cigarettes were part of our daily ration. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. And boy, we were smoking them. Bumming a smoke was the norm. It was an escape from the reality of dirt, sweat, and forgetting how many days you were so far from home. Never had to worry so long as you had a light, and the smoking lamp was lit. If that was you then, get your lungs screened now. Surviving lung cancer starts with a scan. Learn more at screenyourlungs.org. And thank you for your service. This PSA was made possible by industry funding and guidance from lung cancer patient groups.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Identify meetup locations and people you'll need to contact. Put your contact list in your wallet, on your phone, and somewhere visible in your home. Build a kit. Store enough food and water for 3 days. Don't forget your pets. And consider buying a pre-made kit. Keep at least 7 days of medication on hand. Work with your pharmacist and insurance company to secure the extra doses. Make copies of important documents. Keep them on your phone, in the cloud, or on a USB stick. Stay informed. Learn about local hazards. Take courses in CPR and first aid. And sign up for local alert systems. An early warning can give you the time you need to prepare for a fast-moving disaster. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/sendusin.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. Cardinal Stritch University, which has been serving students since 1937, is closing its doors at the end of the spring semester, the college president announced on Monday. The University of Board trustees recommended the closure to the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi after determining that the Fox Point School could no longer provide high-quality educational experiences that their students deserve. The sisters accepted the recommendation and set the closing in motion. The announcement came as a shock to the close-knit campus and to its broader community. As the school winds down its operations, Cardinal Stritch said that it will offer some services this summer to help students close to completing their graduation requirements. The school is also finalizing partnerships with local universities for students seeking to transfer their credits. Commencement will still be celebrated at the Wisconsin Center this spring. The next presidential election will take shape on the shores of Lake Michigan now that the Democratic Party has chosen Chicago to host their 2024 National Convention, taking place a month after the Republicans will gather in Milwaukee to nominate their presidential nominee. National Democrats will convene in the Democratic stronghold of Illinois 4 years after organizing and then calling off the 2020 National Convention that was supposed to take place in Milwaukee, but was ultimately carried out mostly virtually due to the coronavirus pandemic. A brief police pursuit in Milwaukee ended when a suspect crashed into a parked car on Monday. According to the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, a deputy saw a car that was wanted in connection to an investigation around 1 p.m. A brief pursuit began but ended when the suspect driver crashed into a parked car near 15th and Walnut. 3 occupants fled from the car on foot, and the sheriff's office says that 2 were quickly captured, but 1 suspect remains at large. Deputies recovered an assault rifle, cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl from inside the vehicle.
This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017. So, before the break, we were talking about all this school stuff and what's going on and what they are now calling the looming higher education enrollment cliff. And so, I've been looking up the number of schools since 2016 to the present, and for them the present was like 2020. Burlington College, Dowling College, St. Catherine College in Kentucky, Trinity Lutheran College. In 2017, Crossroads, those were all 2016. 2017, Crossroads, these are all nonprofit. Crossroads College, Memphis College of Art, Grace University, St. Joseph's College in Indiana suspended operations, but technically didn't close. St. Gregory's University. 2018, Atlantic Union College, Concordia College in Selma, Alabama. Concordia College, Alabama. Marylhurst University, Northland College, Mount Ida College, Newberry College. In 2019, it was College of New Rochelle, Green Mountain College, Mary Grove College, I believe that's in Michigan, Oregon College of Art and Craft, and Southern Vermont College. And so it's just one of those things that we need to recognize and understand that, one, just like business, these things happen. And two, just like things end, things can also begin. And so there needs to be some type of solution for this. And so I already talked about it when I talked about Occam's razor, right? That the simplest solution is usually the best solution. The solution with the least amount of elements, the least amount of steps that we need to go through. We talk about processes, but sometimes processes, and I'm not an anti-process person because I've lived in law enforcement for a number of years, so I get process. But sometimes we make things so onerous that we don't want to do it. We make things easy when we need to and difficult so we can hang our hat on it and have a job and do those types of things. And so what are we going to do about this issue? Because this isn't the first college or university, and it won't be the last college or university. 833-212-1017 is the number. The town, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Hey, I was just hearing that on the news. I'm going up there picking up my boy from track practice. But, man, two things. Like, the college, man, that college been around since I was a baby. I mean, so around here, that's kind of a big deal. And it seems like that I didn't hear anything about that beforehand. It seemed like it just came out of the blue. I didn't know if they have financial troubles or whatever like that.
Yeah, they had low enrollment, so they were having some financial trouble. But it's been around 87 years.
Yeah, and so I'm like, wow. But on a broader topic on that, it's been obvious like for the past, I can say for at least 15 years, they've been, you know, I don't know who, because I don't know who exactly, so I ain't gonna get into know and I don't want to talk about. But so I would just say certain elements has been attacking colleges and higher education and higher academia. You know what I'm saying? That's been going on hard for 15 years now, and you see how they slowly but surely eroding everything.
So what do you think that is, though?
I mean, I don't understand what you mean. What is?
You said something is attacking higher education and academia. What do you think something is?
Well, there are groups. Well, it has to be groups of people that's not, you know, aligned with that. Or, well, you know, like everybody know that corporations are you know, intertwined with colleges or whatnot like that. Maybe the wrong type of people or whatever like that, or whatever their agenda, you know, implies. But you know, it is happening because everything you see it like in media more prevalent that they're knocking the professor,
right?
You know,
right?
They're knocking the professor, and it's like, you know, they're not, and I'm using professor as metaphorical as for higher education, like they, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They, what else they do? They do the you know, the Donald Trump stuff. You know what I'm saying? The fake news stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's just like just throwing. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know the saying, go throwing stuff against the wall, hoping
see
something
what sticks.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they keep on doing that, and it's aching to like you were like everybody in school. We in high school, right? And you know what I'm saying? And you're smart, but you don't have as much, and you're talking against the guy that's the star quarterback, and Paris has the most money, you know, most popular kid in school, you know, and you trying to have a conversation with that guy, but all he does is yell, says you're something fake, and whatever he says is not backed up by facts. But what the poor guy that has the you know, says have the real knowledge and the facts, it gets overran, and it's overran. You know?
So then, how do you think we're going to overcome this, or do you think we'll overcome it?
I think that, man, this is like, I think we done effed up because and I think we are all to blame about this Donald Trump and how we done let him in.
But it ain't got nothing to do with Donald Trump. We're talking about schools. We're talking about universities. How? You believe people complaining about Donald Trump and the differences in Republican and Democrat on college campuses is causing that, or contributing to it?
I believe. No, well, I think it's contributed in the big factor, saying that, like I said, they're attacking the academia because the academia has the facts. It goes against them making money in they field or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it sounds like you're saying that it's not. Sounds like we're allowing the wrong people in the schools, and it's everybody's fault. I think you're right about that. Thank you for the call, the town. It sounds like in the future we're going to have to really take a look at how we present and maintain higher education, because eventually, well, I guess we got to say it the way Malcolm X said it. Unfortunately, their chickens have come home to roost.
You are listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, sponsored by Concordia University, Wisconsin on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, the locations are set and it's time to clean up our city. Join me and the Truth team on Saturday, April 29th for our community cleanup. Go to truthcommunitycleanup.com to volunteer and help keep Milwaukee clean. Everyone who joins gets a Truth shirt, a bucket hat, and a free lunch. The Truth Community Cleanup is sponsored by St. Anne's Center, the best intergenerational care in Milwaukee.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Melanie Ricks with her truth.
What's good, Truth fam? It's Melanie Ricks here from Nothing But The Truth. And I really do have a very simple question to ask all of y'all today, which is, what brings you peace? What brings you happy? And what brings you joy? So yeah, that's kind of a 3-in-1, but really the questions are all one and the same. I think it is so important to remind yourself what it is that makes you happy, and whatever it is, do it. As far as we all know, we only get one life to live, so why not live it to your absolute potential? You are so important, you are so valuable, and you matter so much to this world. But it's so hard for you to live and be your full, true, authentic self if you aren't happy, if you aren't doing those things that make you happy, that get you excited to get out of bed every day, and that make you want to go and conquer the world. So whether that's trying new things, putting yourself in a different environment, surrounding yourself with the right people, or even just taking some time to be alone, whatever it is that makes you happy, brings you peace, and brings about that feeling of gratitude and that reminder of just how precious not only life is, but how precious you are and how much you matter to this world. I think it is so important to fill this world with love and joy and positivity. And there's so much negativity that we see on a daily basis. Why not be the source of somebody's happy? Why not be the source of this world's goodness? All right, that's enough listening to me. Go make yourself happy. Love y'all.
Listen to Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks, weekdays from noon to 1 p.m. This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Number 5.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5. There's a Wisconsin moratorium on utility disconnections. Guess what? That ends. It ain't going on and on. April 15th. So that means that the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin is urging electric and natural gas utility customers with outstanding bills, y'all better make payment arrangements. Because if you don't, or apply for financial assistance, because if you don't, when the annual winter moratorium on disconnections for non-payment expires Saturday, April 15th, guess what? You've been jacked. But then again, you will have brought it on yourself.
Number 4.
Well, we heard about it and we talked about it. Cardinal Stritch University is closing Students are scrambling. Faculty are alarmed. The board has voted, and the sisters have reconciled that Cardinal Stritch University, effective May 22nd, will be suspending and canceling all activities. The spring commencement will still go on May 21st, but that's about the size of it.
Number 3.
Froedtert Health. Well, we've been seeing consolidations over and over and over and over with Aurora and other places. Well, now, Froedtert Health and Theta Health, a hospital system out of Green Bay and Appleton area, they plan to merge. Announcement was made this morning. Merger still needs to be approved, but the two systems said they had signed a letter of intent. The Theta president and CEO, Imran Andrabi, said in a news release that we have shared a vision for what we can do together to improve the health and well-being of the communities and be proactive partners in health. And we are eager to start exploring how we can build a healthier, brighter future for Wisconsin. They started a partnership in September 2022, and so they've gone on and secured that. And so one of the things that you have to also look at with this is that they will still continue to keep their relationship with the Medical College of Wisconsin. But there's a list, and I think you should go back and look and see how the president of one university, see, my brain's on closing colleges, on this particular hospital, right, Froedtert, is transitioning out their CEO after 6 months, and then they'll be retiring, and the new president will be coming in, will be the one from ThedaCare, and you can see the transition of presidents and vice presidents and senior this and senior that, because changes are coming, just like Ascension just did in the last week or so. They made changes to their hospital system. So inflation, everyone is dealing with inflation. Everyone is dealing with some of the things that are going on throughout this community. And so Wisconsin is no different than anywhere else in the world as it relates to schools, business, layoffs, and things like that.
Number 2.
And an unidentified body has been found in the Milwaukee River today. According to police, someone observed the body in the water around 10:20 a.m. In the 200 block of South Water, crews recovered the body but cannot identify it. The death does not appear to be suspicious.
Number 1.
Well, this is more of a question or a comment than it is a story. But should Wisconsin bring back universal driver's education? Here's my question. Where'd it go? Like, how did it disappear? Oh, that's right. We started cutting money and started taking things. And so one of the first things we took as a byproduct is the law didn't change, but getting a driver's license did. Bipartisan group of lawmakers believes the state should bring back universal driver's ed in order to make Wisconsin roads safer. The state stopped reimbursing school districts for driver's ed nearly 20 years ago. And I don't understand why. Stevie Davis has been a private driver's education instructor for decades and said, I take pride in what I do. I want to be the best in what I do. He teaches high school teens who need driver's licenses and driver's ed to get a license, and adults who can skip it altogether once they turn 18. Do you think, and they ask, do you think too many teens are unable to afford driver's ed? Well, Davis said yes. Some of the adults I had, they're 18, 19, early 20s, and I asked them, why didn't you take driver's ed in school? And they told me that's the reason why. They didn't have enough money. U.S. Census Bureau shows that there are roughly, get this, in Wisconsin, 140,000 people ages 16 and 17. Wisconsin Department of Transportation says 86,000 students that age have completed driver's ed. That adds up to about 61% of eligible students under 18. We have to do something about it, because then it helps students not get tickets and build up all the driving and lose points before they get a license and all sorts of things. And so schools were given money. So until 2004, the state actually set aside $3.8 million each school year to reimburse school districts. Now, of course, that would have to be more because of inflation and all that. And they were required to offer driver's education as a class in high school, and it paid them $100 to participate. Not the student, the school. And so flash forward to this year, Wisconsin Insurance Alliance is pushing the state to use $6 million it pays into Wisconsin in industry fees to fund driver's ed for students on free or reduced lunch. Governor Evers thinks it should be available to all students regardless of family income. Driver's ed is not at all expensive. Just segmenting a group of people saying, well, you're on a free lunch or reduced lunch, so you're more likely later to drive inappropriately. I think it's a stretch. But it's really not a stretch because they won't have a license and they can't afford it. So stop. And we can't afford to do it for everybody, can we? I remember being in school, every single person. So, but then again, I kind of see his point. If you're going to do it, pay for everybody. Just blanket it. Put it in and just blanket it and pay for everybody. Send everybody. So there are none of these issues. But we got to change some of this because it may not address reckless driving, but it'll make a difference for the next generation of drivers of the one thing they don't have to overcome. Imagine going to college without a driver's license and waiting to get a job so that you can go take the license. In some instances, if you get tickets, that's insurmountable. That's really insurmountable. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before Top 5 at 5, we were discussing, as we did with the town on the call, about college closings. And, you know, Mr. Medee said, college closing, I'm not surprised institutions are part of the political areas too. I don't know if politics are driving them down. 414-690 was talking about the fact that I brought up where the witness to the homicide of the barber, the two suspects were let go because of a lack of evidence, lack of witness. And they said that the DA needs better witness protection plans in place. No one wants to put their life at stake to help the DA. Point taken. Security Mike said, hopefully Mount Mary and Alverno ain't on the chopping block. Security Mike. Well, let's not lose any university in Milwaukee. Let's start taking some time. Let's start asking around. Let's start figuring out ways that we can help save these universities. Hey, Mr. Mayor, Mayor's Office, Common Council, if the school has students that are from your city, you should be involved. Don't get into this, well, it's outside the city, so, you know, they're in, Concordia's in Mequon and Carroll is in, no. If a student from that school is going to is living in your city of Milwaukee, anything, that means that we have a vested interest in that. And then becoming a graduate and becoming becoming a citizen, an adult working citizen in the city of Milwaukee. I think that's a little more important. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Traffic, weather, all the sports stuff coming up next.
You are listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, sponsored by Concordia University, Wisconsin on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
New season, new ball game. All Brewers games are on sale now. Grab your seats for the rivalries, giveaways, and all the excitement on tap for 2023. Don't miss this season's Brewers action, including new rules, new opponents, new faces, and brand new ways to enjoy the game, including the Sunday Fun Day bundle for just $59, plus the 414 value menu. Check out the complete schedule and get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
Are you looking for a job? Then the Greater Milwaukee Urban League is the place to be. Join them on Wednesday, April 19th for their Working Wednesday Job Fair at their satellite office located at 3410 West Silver Spring from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Find out about available jobs for teachers, principals, paraprofessionals, school safety, kitchen help, and more. With on-the-spot interviews, you could be one step away from your new career. Get more information at tmul.org. Join them on Wednesday, April 19th at GMUL Satellite Office on 3410 West Silver Spring.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy. You know what? We should make an emergency communication plan. That way we're ready this year. At my dorm, we have emergency kits for earthquakes and wildfires, but I'm sure there's something more local I can send you with a link.
Okay, smart.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Still seeing some nasty delays along 43 southbound from before Brown Deer Road, basically from the county line all the way to Good Hope Road, where there's an accident blocking the left lane. Another accident on 43 southbound just got cleared up at North Avenue, so that's good news. Problem is, though, we do still have delays from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94, slow for the Marquette through the stadium. Southbound 41 on and off the brakes from Silver Spring to Mayfair Road. And then we've got a few issues. We got an accident on 94 eastbound at Highway F off on the left shoulder. And then we've got a broken down vehicle just east of Barker Road. It's got slowdowns all the way back through Gerke's Corners, all the way back to the accident scene. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear and mild, a low of 58. Tomorrow, sunny, windy, and record warmth, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Bob Brainerd. The Brewers will attempt to bounce back from a loss last night in the desert. Arizona and Zach Gallen blanked the Brew Crew 3-0. It's the first of 10 games on the road for Milwaukee. Game 2 with the D-backs is tonight with Corbin Burns matching up with Merrill Kelly. The Bucks won't play basketball until Sunday when they open up the NBA playoffs against perhaps the loser of tonight's play-in game between Miami and Atlanta. The winner gets Boston. The loser has to win another game to get Milwaukee in a best-of-7 series. And get ready to pay, NFL Sunday Ticket fans. YouTube will charge current subscribers $349. Non-subscribers will need to pay $449. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tune in No. Yeah. Tune in to the new 1017 The Truth Community Spotlight tomorrow, 3:57, between the Tori Lowe Show and me, Truth in the Afternoon. They'll be speaking with Zerda Palmer, the Milwaukee Public School principal at Andrew Douglas Middle School. She'll discuss their 53206 initiative and their Our Lights Are On community open house and job fair, which takes place Wednesday the 19th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Andrew Douglas Middle School. Again, that's Community Spotlight with Milwaukee Public Schools. Tomorrow, 3:57 p.m. between my show and the Tori Lowe Show at 3:57 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth. Also, Concordia University cordially invites you to an evening with two American heroes. Father Robert Sirico, founder of the Acton Institute for the Study of Religion and Freedom in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And elevating him, Mr. Robert Woodson, founder of the Woodson Center in Washington, D.C. They'll present on topics concerning the common good of society, including how to address poverty and bring racial and social reconciliation. With this summer coming up, we definitely need this. They'll also engage in dialogue with the audience. That's you. And so if you want to attend at Concordia University, Wisconsin in Mequon, it's free. It's also open to the public, and it'll benefit Milwaukee expansion of the self-reliance clubs. That's Father Robert Sirico, founder of the Acton Institute, and Mr. Robert Woodson of the Woodson Center in Washington, D.C. To register, go to CUW-HOPE. That's CUW-HOPE.eventbrite.com. That's CUW-HOPE.eventbrite.com. 833-212-1017 is my number. So we've been kicking around this school closing thing. We've been kicking around several topics around that. But, you know, Mr. Medee said, I don't know nothing about Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones, the music you just played.
Who?
Mr. Medee. He said, I don't know nothing about Mike Jones. See, Mr. Medee don't know nothing. He's silly. Mr. Medee don't know nothing about Mike Jones.
You ain't the only one.
You don't?
Nope.
Wow, dude. You got to, man, you got to recognize a lot of the stuff that you already listened to today is sampled or comes from something somebody else already did. But don't tell anybody. But don't tell anybody. 833-212-1017 is the number. Eastside Corey, you're on the new 1017 The Truth. Where you been?
Hey.
Where you been? Where you been?
Hey, man.
Where you been?
Hey, I'm late.
Where you been?
I'm late, sir. I'm late. I apologize. I'm late to your show, but I'm in shock. I'm a graduate of Cardinal Stritch College, and I just found out the news today.
It's Cardinal Stritch University.
University, yes.
Show some love.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm old school. But right away, I thought about Concordia. I heard your advertisement for the conference there. Are things okay at Concordia? I mean, we kind of were, as far as I went to Milwaukee Lutheran School too, so I have an association with the Lutheran.
Okay.
So, but I'm in complete shock here. I did not see this coming at all. It just hit me upside the head, and I'm kind of like trying to figure out what in the world. Things we take for granted, like our institutions, whatever size they are, just the abruptness of it, just just winding it down, not sending out a warning or a year ahead of time, just saying, "Hey, alumni, let's pull it together. Let's get it."
But then, what would you do? Are you going to have children that are going to be school age to go to school?
Am I?
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to make up for the deficit?
I didn't know they were in a deficit.
No.
No idea that.
There aren't enough school kids to actually go to school.
Not enough graduates from
high school. From high school. Just
from
from
Milwaukee High School.
From anywhere.
Not enough grads.
From anywhere. They take people from all over the world. There's not enough students that are graduating. We did not have enough children after the Great Recession in 2008. We didn't have enough children. There weren't enough children. And they thought by 2026 there'd be a 15% decrease in students. But as of COVID, it's already 7%. So we're nearly half of what we thought. That's 500 and roughly 67,000 students who decided, like half of them decided, nah, I'm not going. Like, I'm out. And then what? Like if you have a budget for 1,000 students and you only get 465, what do?
You got to close the school.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, it was just something that wasn't on my radar. And what's next? You know, I'm just like, every day is something. I tell you, every day.
Well,
but
it was expected.
I'm grateful.
Higher ed already knew. Okay. They already understand that there is an enrollment cliff. There's an enrollment cliff because eventually students are going to stop. Like, they're going to stop going to school. And when they do, and you've built out all this stuff, who's going to pay for it?
Exactly. Wow. Well, I got my education today.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
833-212-1017 is the number. Be sure to tune in to The Truth this Saturday at 10 a.m. for another episode.